Estimate the production for the year 1990. And if you see the data, the year given is 1940, 1950, 1960, 1970, and 1980. There is no 1990 which is part of the problem, but if you see the data, there is a difference of 10 here everywhere, which means after this the next one will be 1990. Okay, and the data that is the production in crores are given: 42.5, 45.7, 48.7, 51.7, and 54.7. So these are the data given to us. The procedure remains same. There is no difference in procedure, just that we are supposed to find out the value after the data that is given to us. Until now, we were finding the missing value in between. So that is interpolation. Now, when you have to find the data apart from the data given, that is known as extrapolation. The extra data we are forecasting for the future. So that extrapolation we are finding here. So let us start the problem. Now here, solution. The first step is defining x and y, where one of them will be x and the other will be y. So the x data is taken here and y data is also considered. So 1940, 1950, 1950, 1960, 1970, 1980. Take whatever data is given. Don't add 1990 yet. I will say you when you have to add it. Then write down the production: 42.5, 45.7, 48.7, 51.7, 54.7. Now what are the y values? Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4. Now after this, what should we find? We have to find Pascal's triangle. So Pascal's triangle. Now here we start with 1 and then we assume two zeros. 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1. Again we assume two zeros. Now it is 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 0 plus 1 is 1. Again assume two zeros. Now again add 1, 3, 3, 1. Again take zeros. So how many levels we have to do? We have to do until y4. So this will be y0, y1, y2, y3. We have to do one more, y4. So one more level. 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 3 is 4, 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 1 is 4 and 1. Okay. Now after this, what are the known values? We have 5 known values. If you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 known values in this problem. So the known values is equal to 5, which is nothing but y minus 1 to the power 5 is equal to 0. So now let us see the coefficients in Pascal triangle and let us expand it. So what are the coefficients? 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So you are supposed to have 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Okay. And I told you From right to left, write down y values. That is y0, y1, y2, y3, y4. Wait. No, 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 no. Since we have 5 values, we have to do 5, 5. That is the major point in this problem. I forgot to say that only. Now, if you see here, we know there are 5 known values here, but we are supposed to find out 1990, right? For 1990, we have to find out. Correct? Now, including 1990, we have Y5. Including 1990, we have Y5. So, which means we are supposed to add one more level under this, which will be Y5. So, what are the coefficients? 1, 5, 4 plus 1, 5, 4 plus 6, 10, again 10, 5 and 1. Okay. Now, it is not these coefficients, but you are supposed to consider this one 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Okay. So, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Now write y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. Okay, are you all able to follow? Are you all able to follow, or you want me to repeat this part once again? Good. Now coming to the sign, you have to start from plus. So plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Okay. Now, if you see this here, you do not know what is the value for 1990. Let me write that in a different color. 1990, we do not know the value, which is y5. Okay. Apart from that, we know all other values from y0 to y4. Now let us take all these values and solve for y5 so that we get the answer, that is the production for the year 1990. So here what will happen? 1 y5 will remain as it is, minus 5 into what is y4? 54.7 plus 10 into y3 is 51.7 minus 10 into y2 is 48.7 plus 5 into 45.7. I'll write it below here, minus 1 into y0 is 42.5 is equal to 0. Okay, now let us start multiplying. 1 y5 minus 5 into 54.7 will give 273.5 plus 517 minus 487 plus 228.5 minus 42.5 is equal to 0. Now, if you add and subtract all of these numbers, you will get 1 by 5 minus 57.5 is equal to 0. So, in the next step, 1y5 is equal to 57.5. Therefore, y5 is equal to 57.5. This is the required answer. So therefore, the estimated production for the year 1990 is 57.5 crores. Is it clear? Did you all understand? Now the only important thing you have to understand here is the data is asked outside the given data, and that has to be considered at the last, and you have to solve the Pascal triangle and then use this in the equation here to solve the problem. Okay, so that is one type of problem. Now going on to the next problem. Now in this problem, 2 years the data is missing. Okay, it's not 1 year, but 2 years data is missing. Let us see how to solve 2-year missing data problems. Now such problems will be asked in 14 marks. Okay, only logic you have to understand here also and solve the problem. The first few steps are same. After that, there's a slight change in the working steps. So let us start. Firstly, they've asked us to estimate the production for the year 1985 and 1989 from the following data. So the data is missing in between, and this is an interpolation problem. Now, this way of solving interpolation and extrapolation is same. There's no change in that. Okay, but just the names are given differently. If the data is like this, missing in between, it is called as interpolation. If the data is being forecasted after this, now suppose if they are asking us next 1995 data, then that will be extrapolation. Okay, but solving method same. So let us start. Solution. Write down the x and y data. That is x, y. So this will be x and this will be y. So what do you have? 1981, 1983, 1985, 1987, 1989 and 1991. And if you see the data here, it is 60, 75, and there is a missing data 105, again a missing data, and 135. So let us write the y values. Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4, Y5. So we have to solve until Y5. Now moving on to the Pascal's triangle. Now here, start with 1 in the center. So 0 plus 1 is 1, again 1. Now again assume 0. So you'll have 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, again 1. Then again assume 0, 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, again 1. Again assume 2 zeros on the other side. So you'll have 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. And then again assume a 0. So 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So how many data is done? Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4, Y5. So we have got enough data. Now the coefficients that has to be considered is 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Okay. Now if you see this numbers here, How many numbers do we know? We know the data for 1981, 83, 87, 91. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 data are the known values. So therefore, known values is equal to 4. Okay, known values is equal to 4. So y minus 1 to the power 4 is equal to 0. So until here, everything is same. Now, there is a slight change in solving such two missing data problems. See the first value, how to find out. Consider the first 5 values. Consider the first 5 values, which means from y0 to y4 only you have to consider. Okay. Now from y0 to y4, if you consider, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data. Correct? So we are considering from y0 to y4. Now, when we are considering only until y4, here also we should consider only until y4. It might seem confusing. I'll repeat it again. Please listen carefully. Compulsory 14 marks question of this sort will come in the examination. Now, this problem is a two missing data problems. So here, first step of naming them from y0 till y5 and solving the Pascal triangle from y0 to y5 is as usual. Okay, now when it comes to solving the equations, check how many data we know. That is 60, 75, 105, 135. So we know only 4 data. So the known values are 4. So therefore, y minus 1 to the power 4 is equal to 0. Okay, now for the first set of calculation, we will be considering the first 5 data, that is y0, y1, y2, y3, y4. Now since we are considering y4 here, in the Pascal triangle also, we should consider the coefficients of y4 only, that is 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Are you all able to follow? Yes? Okay, good. Now, here, let us write the coefficients. So, we have to take y4 coefficients, which is 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Now, for this, write down the y values from y0, y0, y1, y2, y3, y4. Okay, we have considered from y0 to y4, first 5 values. Now, put the sign plus, minus, plus, minus, plus is equal to 0. Okay. Now, going back to the data, we know what is y0, we know what is y1, y2 we don't know, y3 we know 105, y4 also we don't know. So, put all these values in the data here. So we don't know what is y4. So 1y4 will remain as it is, minus 4 into 105 is y3, plus 6 into y2 also we don't know, we'll keep it as it is, minus 4 into 75 plus 1 into 60 is equal to 0. Now 1y4 minus 4 into 105 is 420 plus 6y2 minus 4 into 75 is 300 plus 60 is equal to 0. Now 1y4 plus 6y2, keep it one side, take all the numbers, do the addition and subtraction. You will get minus 660 is equal to 0. Now, if you take the constant to the other side, 1y4 plus 6y2 is equal to 660. So we have got equation number 1. From the first from the first set of data where we considered first 5 data from y0 to y4, using that we got the value of, or we got the first equation, 1y4 plus 6y2 is equal to 660. Understood? Any doubts until here? Okay, good. Now this is one equation. Now we will be forming one more equation. Now for the second equation, what we'll be doing is, we will consider the second set of data. Second set of data, that is nothing but from here, from y1 to y5. Leave out y0. Don't consider y0. From y1 to y5, consider the same things again. Okay. Now here, again you have to stick with y4 coefficients only. That is important. So we'll write a note here. Okay, we'll write a note here regarding that, and then we will solve it. So the second equation can be obtained by increasing the suffix of each term of y by 1, which means instead of y0 we'll take y1, instead of y1 we'll take y2, instead of y2 we'll take y3, instead of y3 we take y4, instead of y4 we take y5. Okay, we are suffixing, we are taking, instead of 0 we are suffixing with 1. Okay, and this is important, keeping the numerical coefficient, keeping the numerical coefficient same. So we are not changing that Pascal triangle coefficients. We will keep it as it is. The only important change that we are doing is, instead of starting from y0, we'll be starting from y1. Okay, so let us start now. So here, what are the coefficients? 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Now instead of y0, we start from y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. And now let us put the sign. Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, and then is equal to 0. Did you all understand the second part? How did I arrive at this point or this equation? Yes, understood? Or you want me to repeat this again? Okay, good. Now let us apply all the values. Now we know y5. Now if you go back to the question here, we know y5 value. We don't know y4 and y2. Okay, so here let us start. So 1 into y5 is 135 minus 4y4 plus 6 into y3 is 105 minus 4y2, we don't know y2, and then plus 1 into 75 is equal to 0. Now 1 into 135 is 135 minus 4y4 plus 6 into 105 is 630, 630 minus 4y2 plus 75 is equal to 0. So now you have minus 4y4 minus 4y2, and then if you add and subtract all the numbers, you will get plus 840 is equal to 0. Now minus 4y4 minus 4y2 is equal to, if you take 840 to the other side, it will become minus 840. Okay, so this is our equation number 2. So this is how you form equation number 1 and equation number 2. Now since we have equation number 1 and 2, we can solve them simultaneously and we can find the answer for y2 as well as y4. Okay, now let us solve the equations simultaneously. Solving equations simultaneously. So what is the first equation that we have? We had 1y4 plus 6y2 is equal to 660. And the second one is minus 4y4 minus 4y2 is equal to minus 840. Now, if you see the first equation, you are supposed to multiply it with 4 and second equation with 1. Okay, if you multiply the first equation with 4 and second with 1, you'll be getting the equations where you can get the value of y. Now, the equations will be, let me use a different color probably. So, 4y4 plus 24y2 is equal to 2640, and then minus 4y4 minus 4y2 is equal to minus 840. Now, if you see such questions where there is already a plus and minus numbers, you need not change the sign. So here what you can do is, you can directly cancel this y4 because one is plus y4, the other one is minus y4. Now, what is the answer that you get? Plus 24 minus 4 will be 20y2 is equal to this. If you minus, you will get 1800. So y2 is equal to 1800 by 27, sorry 20, not 27, 20. So therefore y2 is equal to 90. Now once we have got 90 as the answer, now put y2 is equal to 90 in equation 1. What is equation 1? 1y4 plus 6y2 is equal to 660. So 1y4 plus 6 into, in the place of y2, I am adding 90 is equal to 660. Now 1y4 plus 540 is equal to 660. Okay. Now in the next step, y4 is equal to 660 minus 540. So y4 is equal to 120. So we have got the value of y2 and we have also got the value of y4. Okay, so therefore the production estimation, the production estimation for the year, firstly y2. Y2 was which year? 1985 is 90 and y4 was which year? 1989 is 120. So this is how you solve the problem where you have two missing data. Did you all understand? Did it get into your head, or you want me to repeat any part of the problem? Everybody understood? Good. Now we will solve one more problem like that so that you are much more clear of how to solve such problems. Now solve it along with me. Okay. Now once you solve it along with me, you will be able to understand it better. Okay. Is that okay? Let us start. From the following data, estimate the sales for the year 2001 and 2005. Okay, 2001, 2005, 2 years again. And this is in between. Same like how we did in the previous problem. In this problem also, we have in between the data missing. So we have to find out the sales for those times. Let us start. One is X, one is Y. So X and Y. So X is 1995, 97, 99, 2001, 2003, 2005 and 2007. And the data here 20, 50, 80, we don't know, then again 140, then again we don't know, then again 200. Okay, so first things first, y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6. Okay, now here again we have to solve Pascal triangle. Pascal triangle will be there in every stage or every problem. So Pascal's triangle. Okay, Pascal's triangle. Let us start. First two will be 0 and we are assuming two zeros. So 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1. Assume two zeros, 0 plus 1 is 1, then again 2, then again 1. Assume two zeros, 1, 3, 3, 1. Assume two zeros on the either side. So 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Then assume two zeros here, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. And then assume two zeros, 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, 1. Okay. Now if you see according to the numbers, there are y6. So we also have got y6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what are the known values? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are only 5 known values. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we only have 5 known values. So we are taking the numbers in 2 sets. So the first set will be the first numbers, leaving the last one there. Okay, the first set will be from y0 to y5. And the next set will be from y1 to y6. The next set will be from y1 to y6. I hope you are able to understand. If you are getting confused, leave out the last number and consider as the first set. In the second set, then consider from the second to the last. Okay, and when it comes to coefficient, since we know 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, since we know the 5 values, so we have to take the 5th value here. That is the important thing. If you know 5 values here, you have to take 5th value. In the previous one, we knew 4 values, so that is why we took the 4th one. I hope you are able to get the relation here. Since we knew 4 values, we took y4. Now in this problem, we know 5 values. In this problem, we know 5 values, so we are taking the 5 or y5, 5th one. Now let us solve this. Firstly, write down known values is equal to 5. Okay, known values is equal to 5. So y minus 1 to the power 5 is equal to 0. So what will be the coefficients? 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So you are supposed to consider this value, the coefficients. So you will have 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Now from right to left, start y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. Now put the sign plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus is equal to 0. Okay. Now what all data we know? Let us start applying that and solving the value. So we don't know y5. So 1 y5 will remain as it is. Then minus 5 into y4 is 140 plus 10 into y3. We don't know what is y3. So 10 into y3 will remain minus 10 into y2 is 80 plus 5 into y1 is 50 minus 1 into y0 is 20 is equal to 0. Now 1 y5 minus 5 into 140 is 700 plus 10 y3 minus 10 into 80 is 800 plus 5 into 50 is 250 minus 1 into 20 is 20 is equal to 0. So 1 y5 plus 10 y3, if you add and subtract the numbers, you will get minus 1270 is equal to 0. Okay. So the first equation will be 1 y5 plus 10 y3 is equal to 1270. So this will be equation number 1. I hope you people are able to follow. So 1 y5 plus 10 y3 is equal to 1270. Now let us go for the second equation. Now to solve the second equation, we have to take the second set leaving the first one. So from y1 to y6. Okay. Now again, let us write the note saying, it's better you write the note in every solution saying The second equation is obtained by increasing the suffix of each term of y by 1 and keeping the numerical coefficient same. So we are going to keep the numerical coefficient same. So which means you will have 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. But instead of y0, we'll start from y1. y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 and y6. Put the sign plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus and then equals to 0. So now whatever values you know, start putting the values here and solve the problem. So 1 into y6 is 500, sorry 200 minus 5y5 plus 10 into 140 minus 10y3 plus 5 into 80 minus 1 into 50 is equal to 0. So 200 minus 5y5 plus 1400 minus 10y3 plus 5 into 80 is 400 minus 50 is equal to 0. So minus 5y5 minus 10y3, when you add and subtract the numbers, you get plus 1950 is equal to 0. So the second equation will be minus 5y5 minus 10y3 is equal to minus 1950. So this will be your equation number 2. Is it clear? Any doubts until here? So we have equation number 1. We have equation number 2 also. Now all that you have to do is just solve both the equations, that is equation number 1 and equation 2. So solve equation 1 and 2 simultaneously. So what is the first equation? 1y5 plus 10y3 is equal to 1270, and then you have minus 5y5 minus 10y3 is equal to minus 1950. Okay, now if you see here, you already have plus 10y3 and minus 10y3. So I think we'll be able to cancel it directly. So let us finish that off. It's much easier now because these two will get cancelled directly because the coefficients are same. Now what is remaining with us? 1 minus 5 will give us minus 4y5 is equal to 1270 minus 1950 will give us minus 680. So y5 is equal to minus 680 by minus 4. So you get minus minus will get cancelled. So y5 is 170. Now substitute this y5 in one of the equation. So 1 y5 plus 10 y3 is equal to 1270. So 1 into 170 plus 10y3 is equal to 1270. So 170 plus 10y3 is equal to 1270. So 10y3 will be 1100. Y3 will be 1100 by 10. Therefore, y3 will be 110. Now, since we know y3 and y5, we'll have to just write the conclusion that estimated sales for year 2001 is 110 and for 2005 is 170. So this is the final answer. Clear, right? Very, very important type of problem. This will be asked for 14 marks. You can check the previous question papers. You can solve the answers, questions from the previous question papers, and also if you have any doubt, you can get back to me. So 2 missing data, they will ask. 1 missing data, they can ask for 6 marks. Okay. Now you have a homework. There's a similar question with 2 missing datas. I want you people to try this problem. Okay. Before I take class tomorrow, if you can say me the answer in tomorrow's class also, that is fine. Fine. Give a try for this problem. I'm not going to solve this problem. You only have to try the problem. And tomorrow's class, we will check the answer. Is that fine? Where did I subtract it with 4? Okay, you're asking with the Pascal triangle, right? Yeah, so that depends on the known values. Now, if you see this known values, how many values you know? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 known values. So that is why I subtracted with the 4 coefficient. Okay, but in this problem, I have 5 known values. So if you see here, I have 5 known values: 20, 50, 80, 140, 200. So because it is with 5 known values, I am taking 5. So how many known values are there? Take from that. And in the previous problem, we had y5. So from y0 to y5 we had. So we left out the last one and we considered first 5. Okay. Whatever you get or how much ever data you get, just leave out the last one and consider the first for the first set of equation. Simultaneous equation. You mean the multiplication part, Khila? I multiplied with that is because I wanted to make, look here, 2 equations are there. I want to make the coefficients as same. So that is why I multiplied with 4. Okay, but here in this problem, also you can follow the same technique. There is no problem. But since 10 and 10 was already there, I didn't want to complicate it by multiplying. So that is why I directly cancelled the second value. Here also you can multiply by 5 for this equation and you can take out y5. Now did you understand? Good. Okay. So that's all for today. We'll continue in the tomorrow's class.